So I just wanted to make a quick video about something I thought was kind of interesting. This website is called Our World in Data, and it's got statistical breakdowns of lots of different things. You can search by topic and stuff like that. But what I wanted to look at is the coronavirus. And this chart is called excess mortality during COVID-19. The number of deaths from all causes compared to previous years, all ages. And the description says, shown is how the number of weekly deaths in 2020 differs as a percentage from the average number of deaths in the same week over the previous 5 years. This metric is called the P-score. Note that the deaths in recent weeks might be undercounted due to reporting lags. So, what this basically does is it just takes 2015 to 2019 average death and compares it to 2020. And you can choose here which countries you want to add. I added a few just to kind of give context. So we'll start with England and Wales. You can see that they had a huge peak between March and it looks like the end of April. They had a valley and then a peak again, and then ultimately it did flatten, and there was a tiny little peak the end of August and beginning of September. And then Germany stayed relatively flat. They did have a little bit of an increase around the same time, but way smaller than England and Wales. United Kingdom, very similar to England and Wales, almost identical shape. They did have some more peaks and valleys on the way down into June, but all in all, it basically was about identical to England and Wales. But for some reason, they stopped counting in June, or yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Then there's Norway, and Norway was very similar to Germany. They did have a little bit of increase here and there, but for the most part, it seems like they did really well with the coronavirus. And then you can see with those, I showed those four in particular because it's kind of the two extremes, with England and Wales, United Kingdom being a huge increase in death, and then Norway and Germany having relatively no increase. But when we look at the United States, United States is kind of in the middle. So looks like towards the end of March and in April, we had an increase up to about 45%, and then after that there was a steady decline, and then a slight increase, and then now by right now in September, we're relatively back to normal. It looks like, and it looks like we have slightly even less deaths than we had on average in the previous 5 years. So, what I think is interesting about this is the way the mainstream media has been portraying things and the way Democrats have been portraying things. They're telling us that Trump mismanaged this crisis. So, if this graph here of the United States and this level of increase in death is a mismanagement, then what is this? I mean, that's that's a way bigger increase in the United States. The same with Wales. That's huge. And they're telling us that Trump mismanaged this when we've got a country of 350 million people. I mean, the way this looks to me is it looks like they did the best that they could. And the lockdowns, the social distancing, um, the hand washing and hand sanitizer and stuff made a huge difference, and we did flatten the curve, where we did have a little bit of an increase into the summer, but as of now, it seems as though we're back to normal. But if we're back to normal, why are Democrats still pushing for lockdowns? Why are people getting arrested for wearing masks? Why are people getting arrested for opening their businesses? Why are people getting arrested for going to religious functions and singing in the streets without a mask? And at the same time, why are people allowed to be rioting in the streets? If this is such a big deal and you're killing grandma, then why are certain things allowed and other things are not? This it's all it's all a lie. It's literally a lie at this point. We did have a significant increase for a while, but now we're back to normal. And things should be getting back to normal. People should be getting back to work. So what is this all for? Like, why are they still doing this? Really, the only thing I can think of is to justify allowing mail-in voting for this election. They want to oust Trump by any means necessary. And I think that by allowing mail-in voting or mandating mail-in voting in some cases, uh, they're basically preparing to create mass chaos around this election to make it easier to cheat. I mean, we saw today, if you haven't seen the Project Veritas video about Ilhan Omar, I would take a look at that. They're literally going around to elderly immigrants from Somalia and taking their ballots from them with signatures and everything. Some of them not even opened, and filling them out and sending them in. And then the people that they can't just take them from, they're paying them cash for their ballots. And I think this is what they're doing, and this is why we're still on lockdown, is because they're trying to remove Trump by any means necessary. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to be coming up with votes out of nowhere after the election. Some of these states have said that they're going to be allowing ballots to be coming in up to 10 or 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks after the election. This is absolutely wrong. This is unconstitutional, and it's unjustified at this point. If there's something that I'm missing and I'm misinterpreting this data, or there's some other kind of data that I should be looking at, feel free to leave that in the comment section. But from what it looks like to me is things should be getting back to normal. There's no reason we can't go and vote in person. And yeah, I don't understand this. So if you have something that you want to say, or you have some kind of information that I don't have, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.